The 5-second rule that changed everything. The alarm buzzed at 6:30 a.m. Ethan's hand reached out and hit snooze. Again. The morning light slipped through the curtains, painting his room in pale gray. He sighed, sitting up slowly, feeling the same emptiness that had followed him for months. Ethan was 27, a marketing associate in a corporate office. His job looked fine from the outside, but inside it felt like slow suffocation. He stared at the mirror as he brushed his teeth. Dark circles, tired eyes, a forced smile. He whispered to himself, "Another day." At work, he sat in his cubicle surrounded by screens and fake smiles, spreadsheets, deadlines, meaningless meetings. He once dreamed of starting his own creative studio, something that would let him tell stories, design ideas, and inspire people. But every time he thought of starting, his mind whispered, "Not now. Maybe later." And later never came. Every night he came home, ordered takeout, scrolled through social media, and watched people doing what he only dreamed of. They weren't smarter, just braver. That hurt more than failure ever could. He wasn't miserable, he was numb, existing instead of living. One Friday evening, Ethan's boss called him in. "Good job on the project," the man said flatly, "but I need you to handle this new account too. Deadline's Monday." Ethan nodded automatically. Inside, he was exhausted. As he left the office, he noticed a quote framed on the wall. "Success belongs to those who take action." He almost laughed. If that's true, he thought, then I've been asleep my whole life. That night, sitting in his small apartment, Ethan opened his laptop to work on his dream idea. But the screen just blinked. A blank page. He tried typing, but his fingers froze. He could feel that same invisible weight pressing him down. Hesitation, fear, self-doubt. He whispered, "What if I'm just not meant for more?" Tears came quietly. Not dramatic, just the kind that burn your eyes when you finally face the truth. To escape his thoughts, he opened YouTube. One video title caught his eye. "The 5-second rule that can change your life. Mel Robbins." He clicked. A woman spoke with calm, direct confidence. "Whenever you hesitate, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move." At first it sounded silly. Too simple. But something about it hit him. She explained how hesitation triggers fear, and how action interrupts that loop. How you don't need motivation to change your life. You need a decision. That line stayed with him. He grabbed a sticky note and wrote, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. He stuck it on his mirror. The next morning, his alarm buzzed again. The same whisper tried to hold him down. "Just 5 more minutes." But this time, he looked at the note. He whispered, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sat up. It wasn't magical, but it was powerful. He'd taken control before his brain could talk him out of it. That tiny act felt like victory. Over the next week, he tried it again and again. When fear showed up before speaking in a meeting, he counted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and raised his hand. When he felt lazy to exercise, he counted and stood up anyway. When he wanted to finally design something again, he counted and opened his laptop. Each small decision became a spark. He realized courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it's just a whisper that says move. Months passed. Ethan didn't quit his job overnight, but something inside him changed. He started freelancing in the evenings, creating logos, helping small businesses with designs. It wasn't about money, it was about feeling alive again. His coworkers noticed. "You seem different," one of them said. Ethan smiled. "Maybe I just stopped waiting." Every morning now started with that same countdown. 5 seconds. That was all it took to stop thinking and start living. He learned that fear never goes away, but action makes it smaller. 6 months later, Ethan sat in a cafe designing a logo for his first personal project, a creative brand he called Rise 5. The name was simple but powerful, a tribute to the rule that saved him. While working, he noticed a young woman nearby staring blankly at her laptop, the same lost look he once had. He smiled and said, "Hey, you okay?" She sighed. "I've been trying to start something for weeks. I just can't get myself to do it." Ethan chuckled softly. "Can I tell you something that helped me?" She nodded. He said, "Next time you hesitate, count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Don't think. Just start." She laughed. "That's it?" He smiled. "That's it. Sounds silly, but it changes everything." That night, walking home, Ethan looked up at the city skyline, lights glowing like small hopes in the dark. He thought about all the years he'd wasted waiting for the perfect moment, how fear had disguised itself as logic, and how 5 seconds of courage brought him back to life. He smiled and whispered under his breath, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And he took another step forward. Because sometimes that's all it takes to change your life. Just 5 seconds of action. If you're watching this and you feel stuck, remember, you don't need more motivation. You just need 5 seconds of courage. Count down, move, act. Because your dreams are only 5 seconds away. The end. A Whisper's Truth. Original story.